Hi everybody. Recently we've talked about two different sets of letters that combine to make one sound. And those were the letters C and H combined to make the ch sound, like in the word chin. We also talked about the letters S and H. When we put those together, they make the sh sound, like in the word ship. Ship. These types of sounds that are made up of two letters are called digraphs. And today, we're going to practice a brand new one made up of the letters C and K. The letters C and K, when you put them together, just sound like k, k. That might sound familiar because that's the same sound that the letter C makes all by itself most of the time, and also the sound that the letter K makes when it's by itself most of the time. It's kind of tricky because when you put them together, they don't really make a different sound, but they just sound like k. They don't sound like k, k, just one k. We're going to practice reading a few words that include this sound, and before we start, I'm going to mention that a lot of the time when we see these two letters together, they're at the end of a word. You will see them sometimes in the middle of a word, but today we're going to practice words where this sound comes at the very end. So again, when we see a C and a K together, they talk together and just say k. Just like in the word sock. The word sock is spelled like this. So if we're going to break it down, we could say the first sound is the letter S, which sounds like S. The second sound is the O, and it's the short sound, and it sounds like ah. And this last sound I underlined, it's that C and the K together. The C and the K together talk in one sound and just say k. So all together we'd have s, a, k, sock. We're going to practice reading a few words with different beginnings, but they will all end with that C-K k sound. Okay, let's try this word. This first letter is the letter R, which sounds like r. Second letter is that O again, and it's going to make that short sound, which is ah. And our last sound is these two letters, the C and the K together, the one we're going to be practicing this whole time, and it's going to sound like k, k. Remember, that's just one k for both letters. So we have ah, k, ah, k. See if you can put those all together. Remember our arm slide when we say ah, k. Make that slide, blend them together, and think about what word this is. I'll give you a second to think about it. Okay, this word is k. That word is rock, like a rock you might find outside. Let's try a different one. This one we're going to need to change two letters. Okay, take a look here, and let's sound this one out together. The first letter in this word is the letter P, which sounds like p. Not b. That's the letter B. Remember, this is p, like in pop. Then we have the letter I, making the short sound I. And we're going to finish off with the C and the K, which sounds like k. So if we blend them together, we have p, I, k, k. Think about it. I might ask you, which one will you? The word is pick. If we put them together, pick. This is pick. Okay, let's move on to another word. And let's try this one together. It starts with a different letter this time. It starts with the letter T. What sound does that make? That's a t, t, t sound. We still have our I here. The short I sounds like I, I. We finish off with that k. That's the two letters, C and K, making just one sound. T, I, k. T, I, k. This is a sound that a clock makes. There's also a bug by this name. This word is tick. T-ick. Tick. If we blend it together. Let's do three more. We're going to try one that starts with another letter that we sometimes get mixed up. So it's good practice. Let's try reading this word. This time, the first letter that we have is the letter B, which sounds like B, B. We have to remember when the bubble is on this side, that's the B having a belly, a B, B belly. If it was on this side, we would have the letter D. And it's also not the letter P, so it does not sound like P, P. It sounds like B, B. Next we have the letter A, making the short A sound, which is A, A, A. B, A. And we finish off with that K that we've been focusing on today. So if we put those all together, B, A, K. B, A, K. This word is back, back. Like the front and the back. All right, let's try another. If you're feeling good about these, you should be proud because this is the first time, at least that I've practiced these with you. Even when we were back in school, we had not worked on this together. So give yourself a pat on the back. Speaking of back. All right, let's try this one together. We've got another R word, which starts with R, R, R. And that A sounds like A, A. And we finish off with K, K. This is something that you might hang your clothes on. It's something that you might hang a towel from. This word is rack, rack, rack. All right, last one. All right, it's starting with a tricky letter again. This time, our bubble is facing this way. So this is not our letter B with the belly. This is our letter D, which sounds like D, D, D. And then next we have the letter U, making the short sound. At the end, we still have the K sound with our C and our K. So if we put this together, we have a word that is a certain animal. It can also mean something you do if something's flying and you want to get out of the way. This word is d-uck, duck, d-uck, duck. Okay, thank you for practicing those with me. See if you can come up with 3 more words that end with the k sound, and see if you can think of which words in this video rhyme with each other. There were a few. I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.